Hello guys, it's Mr. Maximo here, Vinny Sandhu for the European Cricket Network with another match preview for a European Cricket Series match, and I hope you're excited because it's Finals Friday in Frankfurt for the European Cricket Series Frankfurt. We're going to see the top 4 teams of the week go at it to see who will raise the trophy there in Frankfurt, and this is a preview of match 21, which is the first semi-final between SG Heinhausen 1886 and FCA 04 Darmstadt. This game will start at 7 a.m. GMT, which is 9 o'clock in Central Europe. It's 12:30 p.m. in India on Friday, the 2nd of October. You can catch all the action here on the European Cricket Network, whether that's through our website, ecn.cricket, or our YouTube channel, ECN European Cricket Network. Of course, if you're in India, you can catch it on Fancode. And if you don't already, why don't you follow us on social media, because there's so much happening in the world of European cricket. After the conclusion of this series, you've got the weekend off, but then we're back on Monday with a brand new 5-day European cricket series coming to you from Prague in the Czech Republic. We saw some great cricket in the Czech Super Series earlier in the year on ECN, so it'll be great to be back there with 5 new teams ready to go at it for another European Cricket Series. So why don't you follow us at European Cricket? You can follow me at Mr. Maximo. You can also download the European Cricket Network app on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. So why don't we have a look at what's coming your way on Finals Friday, the 2nd of October. You can see there's 4 matches for the day, the 2 semi-finals, then the bronze final and the gold final. So the games will begin at 12:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and the gold final will be at 8 p.m. So make sure you tune in to see what I think will be a very interesting day there in Frankfurt. You can see the top 2 from each group going through. So we've got the semi-final I'm previewing in this video, which is Heinhausen versus FCA 04 Darmstadt. Then the second semi-final will be SV Wiesbaden 1899 versus Darmstadt CC. Let's have a look then at this game. It is match 21, and we do have some likely lineups for you. SG Heinhausen 1886 will be led by their wicketkeeper Munib Mubashir, while for FCA 04 Darmstadt, their captain is Mohamed Mudassar, and Umar Feroz will likely be behind the stumps. Alternatively, it may be Husnain Kabir that will do the wicket keeping. Let's talk a little bit about these 2 teams. Well, SG Heinhausen, of course, played their group matches on Monday and Tuesday. They went through undefeated in the group stage, and they look pretty good, and we've seen them get through to the semi-finals in the previous ECS in July. So I'm sure that they will be keen to get one over on FCA 04 Darmstadt, who actually beat them in the group stages of that tournament. Speaking of FCA 04 Darmstadt, they won their first 3 of their 4 matches, but they lost the 4th to SV Wiesbaden by the narrowest of margins. In fact, the game was stopped after 8 overs into the second innings, with Wiesbaden narrowly ahead on the Duckworth-Lewis method. So they've had a big week, that's sure to say, because they won the ECL playoff back on Sunday, and they had a couple of days off Monday and Tuesday. Of course, they played their group matches on Wednesday and Thursday this week. Now, that match against Wiesbaden in the closing stages of Thursday's action, that was a little bit controversial. There were 1 or 2 unsavory incidents, so we yet to see if the match referee has taken any action. So it'll be very interesting to see the kind of lineups we do get out on the park, but I think that FCA 04 Darmstadt will be very keen to make it through to the final, because they fell in the semi-final stages of the last European Cricket Series back in July. In fact, both of these teams made it through to the semi-finals last time they played in the European Cricket Series, but they both lost. So one of these teams will make it through to the final for the first time in a European Cricket Series. So I'm sure it's going to be a very, very strongly contested match. Let's have a look then at Mr. Maximo's 11 to watch. Hopefully you find this information useful, particularly if you are participating in some fantasy cricket. And it looks a bit crowded. That's because I've put a couple of extras in today for you to consider. Now, for SG Heinhausen, I have super highlighted their batsman, Tahir Ahmed. Now, he is their leading run scorer this week, and that's mainly thanks to his blistering knock of 71 not out off only 24 balls against Turk FC. Now, they have experimented with openers in their group matches, but I think he is the man to go to the top of the order, and he looked in fantastic form. He hasn't been dismissed so far this week, so watch out for Tahir Ahmed in the semi-final today on Finals Friday. Also, I've got their captain and keeper, Munib Mubashir. Now, he's a very important player for them, and we will probably see him open the batting as well. I've got a bunch of all-rounders in there. You'd have to pick one. I've gone for Ali Imran because he's a good chance to open the batting, but you might want to also consider Tahir Ahmed or the firecracker Ali Raza Virk. Also, I have some bowling options there. Yasser Ahmed is the leading wicket taker in the entire series with 7 victims this week in Frankfurt. And I've got another bowling option there in Shakil Hassan. For FCA 04 Darmstadt, I have super highlighted Mohammad Tayyab. Now, he really impressed me with his 54 off only 19 balls against Wiesbaden, which set up their score of 131. And he's looked likely all week, and he looks like he's hitting form at the right time. And that's why I have decided to super highlight him in this match. I've got a keeper there in Umar Feroz. He's made some key contributions with the bat, as well as being very tidy behind the stumps when he's been given the responsibility. Also, I've put a shadow player in there who's named Kabir. Now, I did really want to get him in my Dream 11, and there is possibly a way. He scored a half century when these two teams last met in the European Cricket Series back in July. Now, he hasn't had too much luck in this series with the bat, but he does have the potential, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he makes a score in this crucial semi-final. That half century, like we said, against Heinhausen, we know he's good against this team, so he is a good one to get in your fantasy team. I've got Badr Munir, who has chipped in with 3 wickets this week, as well as the captain, Mudi Mohammad Mudassar. Now, he's their leading run scorer and most outstanding player, but he was in the middle of some controversy in their last match. So if he is cleared to play this semi-final, he would be an obvious choice for captain of your fantasy team. He's also pretty handy with the ball and is a regular wicket taker. I've got all-rounder Ghulam Saif in there, who has 4 wickets for the series. And finally, I've got Tahir Ahmed, who went wicketless on Thursday after snaring 6 of them on Wednesday, but we know that he is a very good bowler. I've got a substitute in there because if you are specifically playing Dream 11 cricket slightly over the cap, they've got a couple of options here. You could bring in Akhlaq Ahmed, who opens the bowling and bats in the middle order. And I'd probably bring him in for Badr Munir. Alternatively, instead of Badr Munir, you could put in Husnain Kabir, who, as I previously mentioned, did perform last time these two teams met in the ECS. Well, prediction time, and this is not an easy game to predict by any means. SG Heinhausen topping the Group A on Monday and Tuesday, so they've been undefeated. While FCA 04 Darmstadt, well, really, they had that game on toast against SV Wiesbaden on Thursday night, but then just the vagaries of the Duckworth-Lewis system found SV Wiesbaden ahead by a couple of runs. So this is a genuine toss-up Tommy contest, I tell you that much. And both these teams, of course, lost semi-finals last time in the ECS. So one of them will be in the unfortunate position of making it to the semi-finals twice, but not making a final, while the other team will be victorious in this match and make their first ever European Cricket Series final. So when it came down to it, I really didn't know. I went one way or the other. In the end, I leaned toward FCA 04 Darmstadt just because they seem to perform in big matches. They performed in the ECL playoff against KSV back on the weekend. I put Mohammad Tayyab to be the star player. Now, you could take an alternative view and say that FCA 04 Darmstadt will be a little bit tired after playing on Wednesday and Thursday. Of course, first game Friday. They may not be feeling too fresh, but I did favour FCA 04 Darmstadt narrowly in this game against SG Heinhausen. That's also determined, could be affected by player availabilities. Like we said, we're not quite sure what has happened with the match referee, but I'm sure more information will come out as the day goes on. But we hope you enjoy the finals Friday in Frankfurt, Germany. It has been a very interesting week, and we've had a high standard of cricket. Fantastic to bring it to you here on the European Cricket Network. Just a final reminder, if you don't already, to follow us on social media and like and leave a comment on this video if you've enjoyed it. And if you haven't, well, thanks for watching anyway. We hope to see you again on the European Cricket Network. But for now, this is Vinny Sandhu, Mr. Maximo for ECN saying enjoy the game. We'll see you next time on European Cricket.